All right. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And I want to talk about one of my absolute favorite topics. So, I want to talk about what I truly believe is the number one most important thing you need to achieve success in your business. I think the most important thing you need to achieve success in your network marketing business, and really any business for that matter, is finding your why. Now, bear with me because this was something I used to roll my eyes at and thought, like, who cares about that? But I have really found that it is truly one of the most important things that you absolutely need in this business. Network marketing is not easy. I say it all the time, right? It's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. And if you don't have a strong why, then when this business gets hard, which it will, what's going to make you stick around and keep working, right? I truly believe that not only is success possible, I think it's inevitable if you show up and do the work every single day. But it's impossible if you quit, right? So your why is that thing that's going to never allow you to quit. The hardest parts of network marketing are pushing through your fears, handling a lot of rejection, and staying consistent, right? Even when you don't feel like it, and even when you don't get the outcomes you desire, right? There's no boss making you show up. You have to have the discipline to be consistent and show up every single day, even when you're not getting the results you want, right? That's the hard part, right? You start out and you're motivated and you're excited and you're doing the work, but you're not getting the results. How do you keep yourself going, right? What keeps you driven even when you're not getting the results you want? And because there may be long stretches of time where you're doing the work, but you're not seeing the results, right? And that's where a lot of people want to give up. It's like dieting, right? My background's in nutrition. So how long are you going to eat healthy and exercise if you're not seeing any change? If you're not feeling better, looking better, your clothes aren't feeling better, right? There comes a point where if you don't see results, you're like, to heck with that, I might as well just eat everything, right? People get frustrated and give up. There are going to be long stretches of time in network marketing where you might not see results, right? Sometimes you get results right away. Sometimes it takes a long time. You don't know. You can't control the outcomes. You can only control the activity. But what is going to make you consistently show up and do the activity even when you're not getting the results you want, right? Because that's where a lot of people will quit and give up. So you need to stay focused and motivated regardless of the outcomes. And when you have a real why and a strong reason why you're doing your business, you're going to stay the course. You're going to push through the fears. You'll deal with rejection, right? And you're going to keep doing the work every single day regardless of the outcomes. Your why is what keeps you going through the inevitable turmoil that comes between you and your dreams, right? It's not easy. It's a bumpy road, right? Success is like this. People think it's like this because that's what you see. That's what you see on people's social media. But the reality is there's ups and downs. So your why has to make you willing to work. It has to make you want it, right? And it has to make you stay the course. If you're that person who's saying, I tried, I started to do the work, but I got busy, right? I get interrupted. Oh, my kids this, my husband that, my job this, right? Excuses. If you know me, you know I hate excuses. I just don't even listen to them, right? That's not going to work. You need to have that fierce grit of I am doing this no matter what. And that comes from your why. And that's what you need in this industry. Because here's the thing. It doesn't matter what I teach you or what anyone else teaches you. If the why isn't deep enough and compelling enough, you're not going to do the work necessary that it takes, right? I can tell you exactly what to do, right? I have courses where I give you the exact reach out language, tell you exactly what I did to go from losing money to reaching the top of my company. But if your why isn't big enough, you're not going to do it because the fears, the doubts, the insecurities, the being busy is going to get in the way. And most people aren't successful because they don't have a strong enough why to keep them going no matter what, right? When you're struggling and you want to quit, which is going to happen, right? It happens to everybody. The thing that's going to propel you is that why. When your why is big enough, nothing will stop you. There's no reason big enough to make you quit, okay? You have to have a strong why that's going to drive you because everything else is figure outable. But we can teach you everything else. You need a driving force and that laser focus that I'm doing this, right? No matter what, I'm doing this. Okay. So if your why is money, or let's say to pay for a vacation or to live a certain lifestyle so you can be comfortable, that's not going to work. You're not going to succeed. Because if you want to be comfortable, you're not going to be willing to work through the inevitable discomfort that it's going to take to achieve success. Does that make sense? If your why is to work less, right? Like, I want to be able to leave my job and work less, you're never going to work as much as it takes to get to that point where you're able to work less, right? What it is going to take for you to reach that why is the exact opposite of why you say you're doing it. So it won't work. You won't stay the course. But your why can't be, I want money to live comfortably or to be able to work less, because you're going to have to get uncomfortable and you're going to have to work like a dog to get there. And you're not going to be willing to do it and stick it out until you get there. Does that make sense? See, my why started out as money for my family, and that's a start, but it's never enough. Because then what happens when you make the money? Right? Do you just quit? You give up? Like, yep, I made that money, I'm good. Or the other thing that I see happen more often is people downgrade their dreams and they start to be comfortable. Okay, so let me explain. Somebody might say, I'm doing this business because I want to leave my full-time job so I can be home with my kids more. Or I'm doing this business so my husband can be home more and work less. Or I'm doing this so we can go on X number of vacations every year as a family. Or I'm doing this so that we can buy our dream house, right? But then what happens is the minute it gets hard, you say, that's not that important. It's okay. My job's not that bad. And they start to live comfortably uncomfortable, right? They live status quo, right? People don't love their job, but they convince themselves that it's not that bad, right? Because they're comfortable. They're not willing to go through the discomfort that it takes to change their life, right? Maybe they want to move. They don't love their neighborhood or their town or the school district their kids are in, or they don't like their house, but they're like, it's not that bad. They convince themselves that it's not that bad, right? Do you want to wake up in 10, 20 years and say, it's not that bad? You need something that's going to drive you, right? You need to be willing to work through the discomfort to stop living comfortably. I am so driven and motivated to prove to myself that I can do it, to prove that I'm enough, that I'm capable, that I can achieve anything. And I'm so driven and passionate about showing other women that they can do it too. I know what it's like to doubt yourself. I did it for the longest time. I doubted myself. I thought nothing I did was good enough. I worried what everybody would think. I didn't think I was worthy enough, right? It was an awful, awful feeling, right? So I'm driven to A, never feel that way again, and B, help other women to never feel that way, to realize they are worthy and they can do, achieve, and become anything. I want to be an example of what's possible when you push through your fears, stop listening to those limiting beliefs, work hard, and never give up. That drives me every day. I can't stop because I have too much to prove to myself, and I have too many other women that I want to help. That fires me up and drives me. Okay, so a good way to figure out what your why is that when you talk about it, you get fired up and excited. Like, you can hear me, right? Like, I get fired up. I could talk about it all day. What fires you up? When your why is big enough, nothing you have to go through matters because it's all worth it. Okay, so how do you get to that why, right? You have to dig deep. So again, if your why is time freedom or more money, a lot of times that's a good start, but it's not enough to propel you. Okay, it's a start. But now you have to ask, why do you want that? Why is that important? What will it mean to you? You have to really get into it and dig deep. You have to make it matter so much that all the doubt, frustration, fears still won't be able to stop you, right? You have to find the why that generates that emotion, that fire, that like lights you up and makes you say, nothing will stop me. Think about, if you're a mom, think about, God forbid, if the lives of your children were at stake, right? Which we pray is never ever the case. But like, if you're a mom, you know nothing in the world would stop you. If the lives of your children are at stake, nothing would stop you. It doesn't matter what you have to endure, right? Nothing can stop you. And again, we hope that never ever happens, but that's the emotion you want to evoke, okay? That nothing is going to stop me, that grit, that nothing can get in my way. This is going to work no matter what, right? That's what's going to make you work hard, push through, persevere, step out of your comfort zone, and do whatever the heck it takes to get there. That's what you need in this business. Everything else is teachable and figure outable. That's the easy stuff, okay? You have to be driven. And I see people giving up all the time. You joined for a reason. But the minute it gets hard or it gets uncomfortable, people want out. And then what? Do what? Go back to that not so bad life? Live comfortably uncomfortable? You got to find the why that's going to drive you to never give up. And you've got to dig deep and get to that. All right, so what is your why? What's going to make you stop caring what people think? That's one of the biggest ones I hear people say. It's going to make you stop caring what people think. What's going to make you work when you don't feel like working? Because that's going to happen, guys. What's going to keep you disciplined and driven? What's going to make you step out of your comfort zone, right? And do those things that you're scared to do, okay? What's bigger than any struggles you have to endure? That's the why you have to find, all right? So what I've done is put together a worksheet, and it has 2 exercises, and I guarantee this is going to help you get to your why, okay? So go to bit.ly, find your why worksheet. So bit.ly/find your why worksheet. It's a free downloadable worksheet, and there's 2 exercises on there. And I want you to really dig deep. Do the exercises, peel back, get to that why, because this is what's going to make you unstoppable. This is what's going to get you to achieve success. Everything else we can teach you. Everything else is learnable, figure outable, but you've got to have that why that's going to drive you and make you unstoppable. All right. So download the sheet, bit.ly, find your why worksheet, get to work, find that why, and become unstoppable, because I know it's possible and I know you can do this and I want to help.